Hey, everybody. Welcome and thank you for tuning in. This is the first day back at the track for 2025. I was itching to get back in the seat and to give this new engine package a run for its money at Newcastle. So we're at Newcastle. It's a beautiful day today. It was hitting around 30 degrees. In the morning it was pretty hot, but in the afternoon, or just a bit after midday, it started to get a bit cloudy, so still was hot, but didn't have that humid sun hitting us. It's only a test day, so I'm just doing laps. If you're not here to just see me do laps, then I understand if you don't fully watch the video. This is just me trying to understand the engine more and see how it runs on a different track, because I've only used it at Dubbo at this point in time. And I have to say, it did the best job I could ask it to do at Newcastle. It was just amazing. I couldn't believe the results that it was showing. So I'm most likely underweight, because I only came to do this test day because I just wanted to burn the old fuel that I had, and obviously get new fuel when race day comes. And the tyres that I was using were the gokart tyres, so they already were about 80 to 90 laps in. So I think it was a 25. I think it was a 20 lap, 12, I think a 10 or something like that. So they were already pretty old, and that Dubbo race, it was scorching hot. So yeah, the rubber would have been burned through, and they wouldn't have been the greatest. So I wasn't expecting great results. I was just there to burn the fuel, to give the engine a little bit more time on the track, and to give me a little bit more practice with the engine. So this run here was quite poor. I tried a different setup than usual just to see how. So I was doing researching over the off season, and the results showed this setup. And I was about, so basing off the last race at Newcastle, the last round. The fastest qualifying lap was 50.4. Heat 1 was 50.5. Or I think it was 50.6. And then I think it was the finals, it might have been 50.5. So I was hoping to at least get 50.5 on the track. This session here, so the first practice session, which is this one, I did 50.8. Now, I wasn't too happy with that, but in my head I was like, oh, probably about a kilo underweight, the tyres are old. Yeah, I can get it, I understand that. But the second session, so I went back to the old setup that I had, just tested a few things for this one, didn't like it. It felt fine. The way it felt fine, but what I do is I do a setup, remember the time, or it's all set in the Alfano, so I do a setup, and then next session I do my normal setup, and then I compare times, compare everything, times, RPM. I really want to go in depth. I get the data off the Alfano, and I do data analysis. And also keep in mind that it's a practice session, so you've got multiple seniors on the track. You've got seniors that are heavies, you've got seniors that are lights, you've got KA 100, you've got X30 opens, so, and then you've got shifted karts. So there's a whole bunch of drivers on the track at the same time. So even though people are passing me, they're not essentially in my class. I don't think there was anyone that would be in my class that was there on this test day. So that's what I do. I do, usually I do original setup, change it, and then go back and then just compare. What I did this time was I did new setup, changed it to original setup and compared it. And second session I did a 50.5. Did a 50.4. So I did one 50.4 and then I consistently did a 50.5. So on the second session, tyres are probably around now 100 laps. So I think they're around 80 or 90. So they're around 100 laps, and fuel's a little bit lower now. So I'd say I was about 2 kilos underweight. So it's hard. It's really hard to know if I'm actually doing a fast lap or if it's just me not having me being low weight than what I should be. So it's hard to tell. You got to keep an open mind. You do a fast lap, then you got to think, well, hang on, not everything is the same as what a race day would be. So I still saw it as a positive. 50.5. I did the same lap as the fastest guy in heat 1. No, sorry, 50.4. So I did the same lap as the fastest guy in qualifying, and he had fresh tyres. Once again, I'm underweight, but I have about 90 to 100 lap old tyres. So 50.4 and then consistently 50.5. So unless I made a bit of an error, I did 50.7s. And I actually changed my drive. So I don't know, just this engine feels so good. I don't know if it's just, I don't know anything about the engine. I know a little bit about PRD, the boys at St. George Karting who make the engine. I know a little bit about PRD, but comparing this Fireball to the X30, it just runs so smoothly. Like it just glides over all the bumps. So you've got this corner here. There's like a bump here and a bit of a bump here. It just glides over them. And then you've got this is the worst corner. Maybe I think Newcastle might have resurfaced as well, but I don't know if they did the whole track. Here as well, there were bumps here last time I raced this track. It just glides over them. Like I just don't know how. I swear I'm doing the same lines as what I was last time I raced at the track, and comparing to the X30, it was just hitting every bump possible. But the Fireball doesn't. It just glides over them, and it rides corners so smoothly. And that's what I changed as well. So you can see now that I'm a bit later into the day. You've got the clouds coming over, so track probably became more optimal as well. Track might have been better. That's another thing as well. The track's different as well. Comparing, the track could have been on point today. It might have been a bit slower last round. You just don't know. You can't, unless you're on race day, you can't really justify if your laps are fast enough for pole or not on a test day. So this session here was the one that I did the 50.4 and then 50.5 consistently. And what I changed driving wise, and this could have helped have the kart glide a little bit better over those rough patches in the track, is, and I'm telling a bit of a secret here, so if you have gotten this far, we're halfway into the video, so if you have gotten this far, then you definitely deserve to hear my little tips and advice and driving style. So last year I was very aggressive with my driving. I was braking late and hard, with minimal I'm trying to think of the word, with minimal rolling in the corner and early acceleration. So it's all in a split second. Brake hard, minimal roll, acceleration straight away. And that could have been upsetting the kart, which I highly believe it was upsetting the kart more than I wanted it to, but I was just trying to adjust my driving to that style. But what I did in this test day is I broke less. I broke earlier. I broke less, and I rolled much more through the corner and accelerated at the same spot as what I usually do. So I don't know how I'm gonna. So say this corner here. So like I brake, roll, throttle. Like it was a lot more of a. It felt like a longer process, but it was just so much more smooth. It was just. I can't explain it, but ignore that part. I was having trouble with that corner though. Whoops. Yeah, so same with this corner. Broke, roll, accelerated. Like my acceleration was really early, but because the kart was already settled, it just felt like I could accelerate a little bit earlier than what I usually do without. Sometimes if I accelerated a little bit too early, it upset the kart a bit and it would just slide to the outside. And I get that. Accelerating too early is going to do that. You're going to lose that traction that you essentially need for that exit of the corner. I get that. But if I just got that acceleration just at that point where it's early, but it's not going to lose that, it's not going to spin the wheels, slide offline. It just felt right. So that's my advice. If you have gotten this far, if you've passed my ranting of nothing and you've heard that little advice, if you're doing it, stop the aggressive braking with minimal rolling and instant acceleration. It's like this is what I would do. Oh, this was my best corner. What I would do is brake. Oh no, it's too quick for me. I'll do it on the uphill one. Well, I could have done it on this corner here, but that's too late. But yeah, I advise to stop the heavy braking and locking. Sometimes the locking up can help rotate the kart faster. I get that. But this is just my advice. This has just worked for me on this day, and so I brake, roll, throttle. That's essentially what I did. It was like, well, maybe the braking was a little bit earlier, but essentially that's what it was. It was like half a second of steps, and it just I'd hit all the bumps. It would hop. So here, brake, roll, throttle. Kind of how it was. So on this track, on this corner, brake, roll, throttle. So it slows down the process, but it gives the kart more time to settle. And I think that's what. Bear in mind, I'm trying to do this like live. I'm literally watching the brake, roll, throttle. So the rolling was a lot longer, but because the brake was minimal, I wasn't losing as much time because the rolling was keeping the momentum and still slowing down. And I was still accelerating around the same time. So that extra roll period, it felt like it just made the kart settle and just do its job. And you've got to keep in mind as well how much time I have. I think I have about 10 more minutes. I might, in the last session, I might just not speak and and let you, because this last session I went even faster, but I was almost out of fuel, so I reckon I was about 3 kilos too light. So I did a 50.3, but I don't think I should count the last session, because yeah, I reckon I was way under, and I hadn't eaten all day. I drank a bit of water, so I would have been light in my own weight. So yeah, last session I wouldn't count, but I still did the same thing. I still did the quick brake, long roll, same acceleration time, or same acceleration point. So I won't speak in the last session, and you can get a little bit of a more, you can probably hear it a bit better as well. Yeah, I advise to at least try it. The method that I'm saying is potentially better. Even in those double lefts, I did more rolling, where the double lefts before, I tried to have it flat, and it would just hop. It would hop, it's like it would, how do I explain it? It's like it would hop, and then the G-force or something would slam it back down and dig, and then have another big hop. It would just burn time. But the only times I did poor timing, like the 50.7, 50.8s, was when I made errors. And yeah, like my fitness for karting is off at the moment. This is the first time back in 2 months. Like after about 8 laps, I could just feel my arms dying. I was struggling, like I just felt so unfit in the kart, but I'll leave it at that. Definitely just listen to the last session if you're still listening. Like, I love you, because that's 17 minutes of listening to me rambling with minimal entertainment on the on the racing, or on the track. So watch this one, just try and have a feel or have a listen of where I'm braking, and how long you can hear me rolling, and when I put on the throttle, because I feel like that's really, because I went back to the original setup, so I feel like that was really, besides being a little bit lighter, and these tyres didn't really have any tread left, and I felt like I had so much grit. In saying that, it is a hot sticky day, so that's where your grit's going to be coming from. But yeah, I just feel like that's the only thing I really changed, that little driving style, and it shows in the time. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, guys. My first race is the end of February. I forget. I literally just looked at it last night. It's not the end of January. I think it's the end of February. It'll be at Newcastle. I think it's the zone. The zone titles or something. It'll be at Newcastle. I'm pretty sure end of February. But yeah, love you all. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and enjoy the rest. Thank you.